Get Gutsy, episode number 155, Stand Out in a Sea of Sameness. Welcome to Get Gutsy. I'm your host, Jenny Fennig, and I am so excited to be on this journey with you. A cutting-edge show blending business and spirituality, Get Gutsy serves up a potent blend of stories, lessons, and tips to help you make a massive impact in the world through your soul's work and your inspired life. No more going it alone, no more excuses. The world needs more brave women saying yes to leadership. Are you with me? Good. Let's get gutsy now. Welcome to our Jam with Jenny edition of Get Gutsy. This is a new element to the show that we are bringing out where every Friday we are publishing this Jam with Jenny on the podcast. On Wednesday of every week on my Facebook page, which is called Jenny Fennig, I am connecting with my tribe, with you live. So if you want to come hang with me on Facebook, come on over to my Facebook page. It's called Jenny Fennig, and every Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, I am talking to you about a topic that I know you are curious about, and I am there to serve you, take your questions, be with you, and really, hang out together and go on this journey that we are all on into the next level of your sacred work. And then what we do is we publish the episodes right here on my podcast each Friday. So if you prefer simply tuning into the podcast and listening to the audio, we got you covered. So I wanted to plug you into what this style of connecting is all about. And thank you for being on this Get Gutsy journey with me. It has been extraordinary. We are continuing to go deeper yet higher and saying yes to the leader that you truly are here to be. So without further ado, I introduce you to this fantastic episode of Get Gutsy. It is time to jam with Jenny. Enjoy. Hey everyone, Jenny here. Welcome to our Jam with Jenny Facebook Live show. This is our brand new episode. Today the theme is Stand Out in a Sea of Sameness. I am super pumped to be connecting with you today. For those of you who are new to my world, hi. I have started a regular Facebook Live show every Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. So if you are watching this via Facebook Live, say hi in the chat so I know that you're here and I can say hi back. And just know that we do publish the audio of this episode on my podcast, which is called Get Gutsy. It comes out every Friday, and we're just starting this. Like, it's a grand experiment, y'all. And if you are here right now, then high five, because I know that you love experiments just like me. I was telling a client recently, you've got to see yourself as a scientist. You have to see yourself as just loving running experiments. So, hey, all you beautiful souls there in the chat, I see you. I will call out your names in a bit. And I also want to welcome those of you who are playing in my challenge this week. Today starts the High Vibe Challenge. Say yes in the comments if you are playing along in the High Vibe Challenge. For those of you who've been with me for some time, this challenge was formerly known as the Get Gutsy Challenge, and we have taken it to another level. I've tweaked the way the game is played, and just the graphics and some of the copy and just what it is to you has evolved, because I have evolved. And news flash to all of you, you are going to evolve as you do your work. I have been working as a coach for close to 10 years now. In fact, it was almost 10 years ago. Well, it was actually exactly 10 years ago that I started training to become a yoga teacher. If I have any yogis in the midst, say yoga in the comments, or just let me know that you too are a big fan of yoga. And so literally it was 10 years ago. Exactly. It was September of 2007 that I started on my yoga teacher training path. I don't know where it was going to take me. I was a corporate executive living and working in New York City, and I just knew that something had to change. Anybody have that feeling before, where you just know, I can't keep doing this? And that's the feeling that I had 10 years ago. And so as I moved through my 200-hour yoga teacher training process, I got the courage up to quit my job. I didn't know what the F I was going to do with myself. I didn't know about coaching yet. I didn't know about this whole online business world. Facebook was not like it is today. There was no Facebook Lives. There was just not even a lot of people were on Facebook. People asked me for years to join. I was like, I don't want to be on Facebook. Like I said, no. And then eventually I discovered the field of coaching, and I realized, holy crap, this is what I was put on earth to do. I've been doing this all the time anyway. I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know this was a job, like a career. And so I got on the path to become a coach. I hopped on Facebook. I've been here for a long time now. And look, we're connecting. And so everybody, I love all the names I see in the chat. Big shout out to Megan Urban. We had a great conversation yesterday. She is our newest student in Get Gutsy Coach Training School, which is my coach certification. And she's going to be joining our January class to see a lot of my current students and many others who I am just so thrilled to be on this quest with. So listen, today the theme of Jam with Jenny is stand out in a sea of sameness. If you are playing along in the High Vibe Challenge, then just by you playing along and taking in the lessons that I give you every single day for the next 7 days and doing the work, right? Coming up with your message. And if you've played in the past, you've played my challenges before, play again. Your message is going to evolve because you will evolve. Okay, you will not be the same person at the end of your journey as you are at the beginning. Y'all feel me on that? Y'all feel me? You will change as you continue to get visible, as you continue to help people, as you continue to rise up on your quest. You will go through evolution, and that's the best part, honestly. Yes, the helping people is amazing, and you feel so good about that, but it's the person you become along the way that is going to blow your mind. So my High Vibe Challenge players, today we're focusing on this concept of foundation. Who are you at your roots? What is your world built on? Okay, what is your empire built on? What is your house built on? What is your business built on? What is your leadership and everything built on? I will tell you that one of the things that my life is built on are my children and my family. And one of them just knocked on my door, and he may be exiting again. His name is Luke. I am real quick, guys. Here's what a lot of my foundation is built on. Family. Say hi, boys. Say hi. Yeah. Okay. If you all have the ability to send emojis over, my son Sean especially would appreciate that. He is a big emoji fan. Luke likes them too. Okay, so we have some emojis. Boys, awesome. They did some great work with their new homeschool teacher, Rick. They did African drumming today, and they did some math, and it's been really, really awesome. So a part of my foundation, okay guys, go have your lunch now. A part of my foundation, go. A part of my foundation, go. No, thank you. Go have lunch. Love you. Y'all feel me on that? Yes, I have 3 kids. Those are my 2 sons. My daughter is at nursery school right now. And we homeschool our 2 boys. And so my foundation is built on family. It's built on marching to the beat of our own drum. It's built on surrendering. And by me sharing these things, in fact, Megan and I were, having a conversation about this yesterday. When I first started homeschooling my oldest son, because that happened last school year, I was nervous to tell people that I was doing it. Like, I was scared that some people would not want to work with me. They'd be like, she can't be serious about her business. You need to go ask dad. Because I'm homeschooling. I thought, well, people won't take me seriously anymore. I've been, a businesswoman since I was like 20 years old. I've been interning since I was like a sophomore in college, like legit internships. And business is really important to me. Helping people is really important to me. And my family is really important to me as well. Like, we don't have to choose. And so at first, when I started homeschooling my son, Sean, when it became apparent that was the path he needs to be on, and we as a family needed to be on, I was nervous to come out with that. And once I did, because not the type that can hold things back like forever. Anyone else? Like transparent, and we, get fueled up on sharing. Okay. Once I did, my business just evolved. It went to another level. And now I have people coming in to want to work with me because I homeschool my kids and I have a business. And they aren't freaked out by that. In fact, they are inspired by that. And so the root of what we're doing, in the High Vibe Challenge for my players out there and those who are just, drawn to be in my world, drawn to be in my community, is being transparent, is sharing, is being who you are with whomever you're with. Okay, that is the root of being a coach, being a leader, being a teacher, being someone who is willing to do your thing. And I have this I don't know. Okay, good. There was this mark on my screen. It was like this dot. It was on my face and it was really bothering me. I was like, I'm going to get that off. So I want you all to have the courage to stand out in that sea of sameness. And the way you do that is to be you. It is to be uniquely you. Now, raise your hand if you're here live or you're watching this by replay here on Facebook Live, if you have ever held back who you truly are. If you've ever been afraid, just hit me up in the chat or send over some love via emoji, which, as you know now, is my son Sean's one of his favorite things. If you've ever been afraid to really be who you are and let people know who you truly are, have you ever hid that? Have you ever felt like you've worn a mask? I have. I definitely have. Often my path in the corporate world, although I definitely worked in creative environments, which helped. But I often felt like I had to be somebody I wasn't, not show them who really Jenny was. As Glennon Doyle shares in her book, Love Warrior, which is a phenomenal book, she would talk about she would put on her costume. So I often felt like I was wearing a costume, I was wearing a mask. And I will tell you that for you to stand out in a sea of sameness, which is what this whole online space is, y'all, newsflash, especially for us coaches, and a lot of my community are coaches or they want to become coaches. There is a very, very cluttered market that we're hanging out in, and you will not succeed if you are trying to be somebody else. You will not succeed if you are just trying to follow the crowd. Don't do that. When you come in to work with me in one of my programs, and certainly just going through the challenge is going to give you a great foundation and wings, right? You will see that I am all about being a rebel, being unique, doing your thing. Okay. And so it comes down to visually, and Julia's one of my girls. She's one of my Get Gutsy certified coaches. She's a mentor coach for this current class of our students. She's here right now on our Facebook Live. Yes, she has a beautiful share in the comments. So y'all go check that out. You have got to bring the heat with the way that you are showing yourself through technology. So through your photos, through your words, through your shares, you don't have to be perfect. In fact, I don't want you to be. Perfection is the enemy of the oppressor. Okay. And so done is better than perfect. You all are at different levels and points in your business journey. Am I right? And I don't want you to wait to put some stuff out there until you have everything done, until you feel like it's perfect and polished and smooth and clean and to the nth degree. You'll never get there. You'll never get there. I want you to ship it. That's a term by Seth Godin. He talks about ship it. Just ship it. Ship it before it's done. You're at the, first checkpoint. You'll have 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. I have had so many evolutions with my work. In fact, for our coaching school, we have this round, we have these really cool action guides that we give our students with each training module. And at first they were just Microsoft Word documents that I created. I highlighted certain things and I had my designer create a little banner for the top that looked nice, it was pro, but the actual document was a Word doc. Nothing wrong with that. They looked good and I just wanted to get the information over to our students. Now with this current class that's going through, I had my designer totally take them to another level. Like they're super, let me just show you an example of what I'm talking about, because I'm in the midst of going through some edits, and that's what I do too, is she gave me, we had 12 modules in that particular program, and I didn't review every single module all at the same time because they get dripped out over a period of time. Like I'm really, really pro at using my time wisely, which is I want you all to get amazing at that, okay? And so she delivered them all to me, and I did like a bunch at once, and then from there I've just been going through as we go. And so these are our really pretty action guides now. As you can see, they have a really nice banner at the top, this great graphic that says what the module is for my current crew. This is the next module that y'all will get, module 10. And so as you can see, they're just really pretty. They've got a nice footer at the bottom as you move through, and they're very comprehensive. I'm all about teaching my people how to do the thing that they really want to do, okay? And then we've got this really nice ending, hashtag get gutsy. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Take inspired action, get gutsy, right? They didn't look like this at first. They didn't look like this. And yet I didn't wait to deliver it because I wasn't going to start right there with my action guides. Because my first ever students, and Julia Slake, who's on our Facebook Live right now, she was the first student to walk through the door. And if I would have waited until I had everything at that level, I wouldn't have been able to help Julia back in 2015 when our school first opened its doors in April of 2015. And so what I want you all to do, the way you're going to stand out, is you're going to fucking do stuff. Okay, I had to drop the F-bomb there, because I will tell you, at the number of people who are, and I say this with love, posers, they're not doing it. They're just talking about some stuff, but they don't actually do it. Y'all see the difference? You have got to take action. You have got to make moves. Done is better than perfect. As you get people in to your first offerings, and at first it's, oftentimes it's my coaches are working privately with clients, which I love. I'm like, you can have some really great high touch, high vibe, high end offers, which is like my sweet spot, okay? And which is what we're focusing on in my Mastermind Glow, which you're going to hear me talking about, because I'm about to be opening applications for this extraordinary experience. And I know some of you who are watching this will want to apply, and I'm going to want to work with you, okay? So you have got to move. You've got to make moves, and you've got to trust that those moves will get you to where you want to be. They are going to get you helping more people. Okay, that's why you're doing what you're doing. You're not watching this right now because you just want to be lazy, because you just want it to be handed to you. I know you are hard workers. I know you're ambitious, and I know you like getting your hands dirty. I know it's the process of doing the work that is so gratifying. When I went to India in May to celebrate my 40th birthday, which was like huge, I saw a really cool sign on the side of the road that said, "Work is worship." Work is worship. And that's what it is for me. And if that resonates for you, I want you to write that down. Work is worship. And I want you to put it up in your space. And I want you to look at that every single day. Every single day. Let me see what questions you got. And then I want to make sure that I share. I pulled a card for you today. Who wants to hear the Oracle card reading for today? It took my breath away, honestly. And I was like, and I kind of was like, maybe I should pick another one, because this one's pretty deep and far out. And I worried, what if they can't handle it? And I'm like, no, I pulled the card, and I know you all can handle it. The ones who are meant to be served by me today can handle this. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. But the way I stand out in a sea of sameness is I am honest, and I am me. And I have stopped trying to be somebody else. I have stopped comparing and despairing. I have stopped trying to put myself in this box. I have stopped trying to be liked by everybody. I have stopped trying to be that like blonde, blue-eyed, I'll just say and do everything that you enjoy. And if anything may be offensive, I won't say it. No, I ain't playing that game. And if people don't like that I'm doing my thing, if they don't like that I offer lots of free value in the world, and then I give you opportunities to invest in yourself through paid opportunities, then you don't have to hang with me. That's cool. I see a lot of kind of like, it's interesting because I've been running Facebook ads for the High Vibe Challenge, And there were a couple of posts and I ended up just deleting them because I felt like they're not contributing to the conversation. Like these women are like, what are you what are you trying to sell me? Or what are you just going to like make me buy stuff from you? And then none of it's going to work and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, wow, there's a lot of, just low vibe energy. And what I'm doing, the high vibe challenge, is not that. And so for those who don't like the fact that I am a businesswoman and I'm here to be a spiritual business teacher and all of it, then you don't have to hang with me. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I'm not trying to make you like me. I am here to simply be me and help you. And if you want to receive the help that I am giving you, awesome. That's it. And I suggest that you play with that too. So I definitely want to answer some questions from my audience, and then I will share with you this card reading. So Jennifer Phillips, an amazing graduate of Get Gutsy Coach Training School, is here in the house. She said, did you used to just email your Word documents in the beginning, or did you always have your customer hub? Great question. So for those of you who want to deliver programs, courses, things like that, where you have materials that you want to send your people. I didn't at first have like a membership site. That's what it's called, like a membership site to deliver the materials. What I did, and this is how a lot, start out, is we would have like password protected pages on our website. I've always used a WordPress website since the beginning of my business. Once I had a website, y'all, I started my business in 2008, and my first website was born in July of 2009. So it was like 18 months before I had a website or an email list. And I was able to do this thing, okay? Now it's much easier now to have tech because it's so much simpler and less expensive than when I first started. So you're at an advantage. So what I did was I had like hidden pages on my website that we would then guide our students, people who were in our programs, to move through and be able to see the particular module that we were delivering. And so, like, for instance, you could have a password protected page, and so anyone who receives those modules could have the password to be able to see that page on your website. It wouldn't be just found if somebody were to like do a Google search and your stuff would come up. So you could have the page, you could have it password protected. We also had something where like every week we'd give them a new link. And so it'd be like module 12, and then module 12 would have a listing of modules like 1 through 12 on that page. So each week a new module would open up. And then in that way too, like, let's say somebody defaulted, and they didn't follow through on their payments, then they wouldn't be receiving, the new link. Or maybe you'd have to change your password because you wouldn't want somebody who hasn't honored their commitment to pay for the program to keep having access to your offerings, right, to your teachings. So, to answer your question, Jennifer, you can keep it super simple at first. I know some people who will just send it out by email, and you can send out to your people by email and just link up what you're giving them. You can have your materials on Dropbox, which is a great file sharing system. And then you can send it to them by email. They can click on the link and they can access your materials. I hope that helps. It was over time, Jennifer, that I realized that I wanted a membership site because I was like an epic content creator, which is one of my strengths. And I wanted a place where it could all be stored, and then we could give access to those people who had access to those particular programs. But that came over time. It's not something you need to invest in straight out of the gate. I am a big fan of keeping it simple, especially with what I'm talking to y'all about with this next season of my teachings, which is high vibe, high end, and high touch. Okay. And great to see all you beautiful souls here in the chat. I love everyone who's here right now. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that we get to hang out today. So that's really where my teachings are going, which is essentially what my business has been. I have played around with different models. I have played around with different programs and offerings. And the piece that I have enjoyed the most, and I have felt like I've been able to make the most amount of traction with my people, have been my what I would consider high-end offerings. They are my high-end offerings, and those really are my two main offerings right now, my coaching school and my mastermind. Those who step forward in one of my high-level offerings, I'm able to do the deepest work with, because I am really holding the space of that sacred container for you. And so the cool thing about that, when you embrace this high touch, high vibe, high end model, is that you don't have to get bogged down in all this complexity, too much tech, too much team, the admin that's required when you have a different kind of model with lots of, lower priced programs, which you think are going to be easier to sell because you're like, oh, of course, tons of people are going to buy this $47 offering. But there's just so much that goes with that many people don't realize straight out of the gate. And again, I have experimented with just about any kind of offering out there. Y'all, I have been through the ringer and back again for the last 10 years. And I will tell you that is why the next season of my teachings are in this high vibe, high touch, and high end model. That's why I decided to rename my Get Gutsy Challenge the High Vibe Challenge, because that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. And I'm saying to people, hey, do you want to come with me? Here's where we're headed. It's going to be freaking rad. And here's why you want to come with me. And then I invite you in and you decide if you want to play. If you want to play. This is just, to me, with what's happening with the internet, and there's a gazillion of people seeming like they're doing the same thing, that's why I'm going in this direction. I have a knack for vision. That's what I know about myself. This is how I stand out in a sea of sameness. I can see things that other people can't see yet. And sometimes that freaks people out. And that has freaked me out too sometimes. I'm like, what? I'm seeing things, people ain't seeing it yet. And I might mention it to somebody and they're like, they can't handle it. But I can see things that other people can't see. Eventually they might get there. And if they're meant to be served by me or be in my world, be in relationship with me, they will get there because I'm going there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm headed, because I see what's going on the internet, in this online space with coaches, the consultants, the teachers of the world. There's this bubble and it is popping. Okay. And you want to be ahead. You want to be ahead. You want to be in this space where you have people who are so ready to work with you. They are ready to invest at that high level. And it's not, when I say high, it's not like it's a certain price point to consider it high. It's like whatever high is to you, right? Because when you do that, you don't have to have this huge volume model. And there's nothing wrong with that model. It's just that model involves a lot of complexity, typically a lot of team. And when you're just starting out, and even further on, when you just realize that's not the place you want to hang, you have got to be intelligent with how you're positioning and how you're setting yourself up for success. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so great. And keep the questions coming. Even if I don't get to them right now during our live, I will go back through and really connect with you. Because again, this Jam with Jenny, my Jam with Jenny's now happen every Wednesday at 12:30 Eastern time, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. I am also tying this one in with the kickoff day one of the High Vibe Challenge. So I'm going to be doing even more Facebook Lives over this next week in particular. And those of you who signed up for my challenge, just know that I'm also hosting a masterclass a week from today. And you should get the information about that. It's going to be rad. The theme of the masterclass is Go High. It's all about increasing your impact, your influence, and your income through your sacred work. That is what I'm dedicated to, and I want to help you do just that. So I want to read the oracle card. Y'all feel me? And tell you what I pulled. Again, this is from a great deck, and one of my girls, Megan, who I spoke to yesterday, she's like, I saw that card deck, and then I went and bought it because it's so great. I'm like, it is awesome. It's called Sacred Rebels. And it's by Alana Fairchild. So shout out to Alana. This is her work. And then I also want to shout out to the illustrator, because the illustrations are gorgeous. And the illustrator, the artist is Autumn Sky Morrison. Autumn Sky Morrison. So shout out to Alana and Autumn. And it was edited by Leela Williams. Okay, because it's a team to do all this, right? So the card today, and I want you to take it in. I want you to take the visual in, and I'm going to read you a piece of the message from the guidebook that comes with the oracle cards. Okay, And oh, good, Megan, you're still here. Yeah, I know, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And I love it. I love being able to come to these lives with you. And I don't necessarily going to pull a card every time, but today I felt called to pull a card. And this one, honestly, at first I was like, I was a little freaked by it. But then I learned, I was like, you know what? This is the message I am meant to channel for you today. So here it is. I want you to see the visual at first. What do you notice? The owl, the peacock. I think that's a crow. Okay. Beautiful older woman. And there's the message, double fours. Visions of life beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. And again, at first when I pulled the card, I was like, okay. I was nervous. It felt big. It felt like also a big responsibility. Like, okay. And my instinct on why that card was pulled, and which is also interesting out, it's the last card in the deck. There's 44 cards. It's the last card in the deck. So take that in. There's been a lot of hard stuff happening in our world over these last few weeks. Like September has been a doozy. The hurricanes, Harvey, Irma. Then we had Jose and Katia, and now Maria. And then two earthquakes in Mexico. There's been a lot of death. And it's hard and it's sad. And a lot of it feels like overwhelming and scary. Oh, that's so great. Lisa Dunlap says there was a huge white owl on her fence last night. If you've never seen an owl up close, holy crap. We had one at my home last year. I had never seen it before, just hung out on this tree right outside the window. Like, they are fierce. They're looking at you with those eyes. Wow. Roberta, big blessings to you. Roberta, Haley's mother, just passed away. Oh, Roberta, I can't wait to give you a hug. I'm going to see you very soon. She's coming to a retreat that I'm leading for our coaching students very soon. Yes. My father experienced a heart attack this past weekend, and by the grace of God, and his life wasn't meant to be over yet. And so thank you for everyone's love and support. My dad had a heart attack over the weekend. He might not still be with us had he not known to tell his wife to call 911. At first his wife said, I'll drive you to the hospital, because he was like, I am, and he said, no, you will call 911. He was very clear, because he had read about what to do if you experience what he was experiencing. And that saved his life, because they were at the house in like 5 minutes, the EMTs and the fire department and everybody. So luckily, y'all, my dad is making a full recovery. I spoke to him. He's back home. I'm going to see him very soon. I'm going to go down to Atlanta and see him. But yes, so the card, visions of life beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. So for those of you who are very empathic, you're very spiritually attuned, which I know that you are because you're in my community, you are feeling the magnitude of what's happening right now in the world, and it can be very overwhelming and very scary sometimes, right? And you can feel when souls are crossing over, when they're transitioning, especially in mass, like what's happening in Mexico. And then certainly, I haven't checked in yet on kind of what's gone on in Puerto Rico, but I know it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. And sometimes just the death of a building, of a community, kind of like coming down and then needing to rebuild. And so we're feeling that as well. We're feeling all of it. So as I tab the page here, this is a great guidebook that goes along. And again, I want to give a shout out to y'all playing the High Vibe Challenge. Make sure you play and make your post on my Facebook post here on my Facebook page. Just play along. You're going to connect with others who are playing. You're going to connect with your tribe who is looking for your message right now. The world is hurting. The world is going through massive transition right now. And so we are here to serve. We are here to lead. We are here to show up and shine our light and do our grand thing in the world. So here it is, taking the message. Again, this is through Alana Fairchild's wonderful Sacred Rebels Oracle card deck. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see. To see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. Take that in. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed as an irritation or relevance may be seen to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it could now be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss. It does provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. I am abridging this a bit because I want to just deliver some of the key nuggets. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you. You are watched over by life and held in protection. Whatever has been bothering you will not be able to harm you. You will prevail. If you are concerned that someone is getting away with something or blocking your path and it seems there is nothing you can do about it, don't worry. The all-seeing eye of life perceives everything without exception. It is the universal mother with eyes not only in the back of her head, but in every living cell of life itself. She misses nothing. And the truth of her vision will always be met with justice, mercy, and wisdom. Yes. This oracle comes with the additional message that your ability to perceive is expanding into truth. Your ability to be inspired and see the light in all things is unfolding. It must be nourished in your heart with loving acceptance because you are going to help others through your vision, your art, and how you choose to be in the world. The healing process will help you accept and anchor this developing gift. I'm going to say this. It's a kind of an affirmation. I'm just going to say it. I want you to take it into your body. I now release any fear I have associated with seeing truth, with seeing beyond the veil of illusion, or with my inner vision opening up from my heart, mind, and body. I release any wounding I have received in relation to what I have witnessed at any time, especially where it is based in the fearful responses of others. I ask that my vision be restored to its fullness through compassion and unconditional love. So be it. I will show you the card again. Visions of life beyond death. So take in these animals, the owl, the peacock, the black crow, this beautiful woman who you can just tell she has some deep wisdom within her. 4-4. See where you might see that number showing up. 4-4-4-4. Visions of life beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. So today, we have dedicated this time together to standing out in a sea of sameness. The way to blend in is to try to be somebody you're not, is to try to not ruffle feathers. All right, it's interesting too. These birds all have feathers, right? The animals on this all have feathers. And so I am giving you permission to ruffle feathers. Take a stand. Say how you really feel. If you are meant to work with somebody, you let them know that you feel like you are meant to work with them. And I've done that. I have just a quick share for you. I had a student I really felt like I was meant to serve. And her application came through for a program, and I was like, oh my God, she sounds amazing. She's exactly who this is meant for. Whereas we receive a lot of applications, and not all of them are a fit. Some I just know they're not ready yet, okay? And this person, though, was ready. She was like on it. And something came up, and she needed to cancel her call with me. And I just was like, no, we're meant to work together. I just knew it. And I could tell that the reason why she canceled, I was just like, something's up. And it was something was going on with her kids. And I followed my intuition, and I let this person know that I wanted her to reschedule the call, and I wanted her to be in this program if she was ready to take that next step. And that in fact happened. I was very upfront with her. I was like, this was custom made for you, and this is your next step. And as a result, she stepped forward and she has become, one of our superstar students. And I trusted that. I am willing to take a stand for my people and not let them fall through the cracks, right? Now, I can't do that if people don't show up. I can't make somebody take a step. You can't either, right? That whole expression, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink. So we can lead our people places, but you can't make them do things. You can suggest, you can hold space, you can help them break through blocks, you can help them release what's holding them back. And the way you're going to be able to do this is to have that solid foundation, which is step one in this high vibe challenge. And so shout out to everybody who's playing. Thanks for being a part of this Facebook Live. For those of you who are following along in the challenge, I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live this Friday. You have the details on that. Those of you who are showing up for my Jam with Jenny, it's every Wednesday moving forward. And I'm really running this experiment for the rest of the year and say like, hey, how are we doing? How is this jiving? And for those of you who are going to listen to this in my podcast, what's up? I'm glad that you're listening to this in my podcast. I am simply doing my absolute best to touch people where they are, to give you what you need, and to give you opportunities to be served, because the world needs help right now. You are the world changers. You are the one you've been waiting for, and now is the time. Y'all feel me? And so I want you to comment in the chat, in the comments, if you are ready. I want you to write ready, ready, ready. If you are ready to help more people with your sacred work, if you are ready to increase your influence and your impact and your income through your sacred work, I want you to write ready. I want you to write it. If you are ready to serve those soulmate clients, if you are ready to quit spending the majority of your days doing shit that you don't want to do and move into the work that you were absolutely put on this earth to do, I want you to claim that you are ready. I want you to claim it. I want you to trust that you can do this. Why not you? Why not you? I want you to claim it. Ready, ready, ready. And then I want to see you all showing up, especially my challenge players. I want you to see you. I want to see your comments. You're going to comment on my Facebook post, and then you're going to put it out on your channels, okay? You're going to comment every single day. You're going to do it. You're going to commit. You're going to come to the Facebook Lives, watch the replays for whatever you missed live, okay? And then you're going to come to my masterclass a week from today, and we're going to go in deep, and it's going to be extraordinary, all right? I won't quit. I won't quit. I mean, that's just it. I don't quit. I'm not going to quit on you. I will quit doing the crap that isn't worth my time. I will quit doing the things that isn't going to get me to where I'm going, which I have figured some stuff out, y'all, and I'm going to share, especially going to share it on the masterclass a week from today, because I have learned a lot over this last 10 years. And that's why this next season of my work is really dedicated to high vibe, high touch, high end, because it's where it's at. It is where it's at. If you're wired like me and you want, you just want to have this really beautiful business where you can go super deep with your people, then stay with me, because that's what we doing. That's what we doing. So with that, I will bid you adieu, give you one more look at our card, really take in these animals, the owl, the peacock, the black crow, and I want you today to see what kind of feathers you can ruffle. And you can do it with kindness and love, but also firmness. Don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be afraid to be confident with your voice, to follow your curiosity, to ask questions, to be inquisitive, and to run a beautiful experiment, because it will be those experiments that will give you some juicy data that we can then play with to take you to that next level with your sacred work. So with that, have a great rest of your day. I'm Jenny Fenig. If you are not yet in the High Vibe Challenge, it's not too late. We're going to be closing the doors super, super soon. So jennyfenig.com/vibe. All right, everybody, I love you, and I'm really proud of just who you are and what you're doing in this world and who you're being and who you're helping. It only gets better from here. Talk to you soon.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Get Gutsy as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. Are you responsible for leading and growing your spiritual business? If so, I have a free tool for you that will help you spread your message like wildfire. It's called the Sacred Marketing Puzzle, and it's a one-page PDF guide that simplifies the often mysterious and confusing world of marketing. When you use sacred marketing tools to amplify your message, you'll provide huge value to your tribe and grow your business. What are you waiting for? Go to jennyfennig.com/puzzle to get yours instantly. That's jennyfennig.com/puzzle. Gutsy leaders, unite.